Guys, well played. Erling, talk us through the emotions of celebrating that win with your supporters in the corner at the end. You look like you particularly enjoyed it, and why not?
Yeah, I was really nervous right before, and all my thoughts were getting in the back of the net, which I couldn't do in the home game on the penalty. So I've been practicing, and now I managed to do it. So incredible feeling, and also incredible feeling when Bernardo scored. I was hoping he was going to celebrate a little bit more, but he wanted another goal, which I loved. And yeah, in the end, incredible feelings.
Yeah. What were you thinking then, Bernardo, when you put it in? Because as Erling says, it was ball under the arm, we go again. Are you thinking it's all at stake here? We need another goal?
Yeah. For the distance that we have to Arsenal, obviously coming here to Anfield is always, for me, it's the toughest place in the Premier League by far. And usually for most teams a draw is not about result, but we needed to go for another goal. So when I scored, I was quite happy, obviously, because we were back in the game, but we needed another one, and Erling got us that one.
Erling, I can just hear you next to him blowing, because you're obviously tired and chuckling away as well.
Yeah, I'm quite tired, and true, as you said, we know how difficult it is here, and you see it in the second half. They managed to play good football, but we managed to keep it away, and look at Gigi, look at the last save he does. Yeah. It's incredible, the one when McAllister is shooting. This is, for me, out of this world, and this also shows why he's the best in the world.
How sweet is this, Bernardo? Because like a lot of the great sort of City team, a lot of the guys have sort of been and gone now, but you've really suffered here, and you said already it's the toughest place.
Yeah, obviously very happy, but these points count as much as any point in any other game. That we also slept, that especially it's been quite frustrating the beginning of the year, because in my opinion we didn't do our job properly and we could be much closer to Arsenal. But yeah, today very happy, because as I said, the toughest place to come in England, and to get, for me, in 9 seasons, the first win apart from the COVID year.
Yeah.
So you must imagine how tough it is to win here, and I'm really happy.
You say it's just another 3 points, and of course you're right, but isn't it more than that? Arsenal go 9 clear yesterday. Have you not sent a message today?
No,
they feel you now. You're close.
I feel the whole team knew before the game that if we lost this game, probably the title race is over. They're still in a much better position than us, but we felt like we needed to win this game. So obviously that puts us a bit closer. The hope is there. We're going to fight until the end, but 6 points, it's still 6 points. So we're happy, but we need to do our job, keep doing our job, which we haven't lately.
Did you feel that as well, Erling? Lose today and we're done.
I mean, I spoke with you before the game, and let's be honest, this place is so tough to come to, and we knew this as well, and I think we started really well, in the game, and we managed to stay through and to never give up. And this is also what I loved about Bernardo's goal. He just wanted another one straight away, and he gave a signal to not only me but the whole club and also the fans that come on, let's have it, and in the end, this is what we need to keep doing. We need to believe, and we need to get it straight. We need to start winning games. In the end, this is what matters. We need to start winning games. Simple as that.
Before I let you go, I must ask you about Dominic Szoboszlai, because there was a couple of moments there at the end. One, as you're stood over the penalty, which must have been nerve-wracking enough. He's in your ear, isn't he? And I know he's like a friend and a teammate. And then there's the crazy thing with what could have been the third goal, where he fouls you foul him. Probably everyone's happier if it's just allowed to be a goal. Yeah. But I guess 2-1 will do.
No, I think just for me, of course, the referee has to follow the rules, but this will give him 3 games. In the end, I feel bad for him, because if he gets 3 games, just give the goal. Don't give red card. Simple as that. But I think it's the rules. And this is just how it is. So yeah, I don't know. In the end, Chucky just passed me the ball so I can score, but he didn't want to. So that's just how it is.
What did he say before the penalty?
What did he say? He started speaking with me. Also, McAllister. Also, I don't remember. I was just focusing. I told him that this is the first time I don't want to speak with you, so go away. But in the end, nervous, and I'm just happy that I scored.
Well done, both of you. Could you do a job for us, Erling? Could you give Bernardo the Player of the Match award, please?
It's been a long time.
No, yeah.
It's a bit tough, but Bernardo.
I thought you were happy with him. All that.
Thank you.
Huge result, big lift for City. Obviously, we know the record here is not great. To be a goal down, manager Pep spoke before the game when you come to Anfield, is obviously you need to show personality and character, and this City team showed that, particularly in the second half. Yeah, they were very good in terms of football, in terms of the first half, and we've been critical of this team over the last 18 months because of the standard City have set, and this team hasn't really reached it. But it did today in the second half to show that desire, quality. The first goal was good. They got gifted the second goal, obviously, and it is more than 3 points today, I think. I think psychologically a big lift and a bit of a hammer blow for Arsenal, even though it's still a nice little lead. But from to see Arsenal going a goal down, see City going a goal down, you think it's a long way back with their record. So to get to 3 points, huge.
You put your flag in the sand right at the start of the day, Micah, didn't you?
Yeah, what did I say, Dave?
You said win or bust, effectively.
Yeah, and I think them winning was massive. Like Roy said, I think it's more than 3 points. I think the thing watching City today, we know there's going to be good in the first half. Could they cope with the second half? Yes, some might say they got a bit of luck. Liverpool had a load of chances, but to finish the game with a win, it's humongous.
Did you think they were beaten when Szoboszlai scored?
I was nervous because you was thinking Szoboszlai has done it against Arsenal. He's got loads of free kicks this year. Have City got the legs to get and the capacity to get back in the game? That's what I was thinking. And Haaland, he'd be celebrating tonight. He didn't have his best game, but it was just about moments in the game. He gets the assist for Dana and then takes a penalty at the end. It's just massive for City.
How big is that momentum shift, Daniel, do you think?
It's key. We talked about it before, about the momentum, the confidence that it's going to give the team, and now the belief, that they are capable. I think they've had wobbles. They've not performed to their level throughout the course of the season, but we're still seeing signs that they are capable of going all the way. And I think today is probably the biggest moment for them of the whole season, where it sort of feels like, guys, we still can do this. We've still got it in us. And I think as a player, when you go through those moments, it does test your character. When you go 1-0 down, the type of goal it was, you think to yourself, boy, it's just not our day, man. It's just scored a worldie, bro. Like, what are we going to do? And then you go and you get your goal, and then it gives you that little booster, and then Haaland puts that in the bottom bin, and you sort of look at them, and the delight, the joy, the celebrations afterwards on the pitch, they feel great. They're leaving here knowing that, they've put a damper on Liverpool's season for Champions League, but more importantly for themselves, it's to go on and try and win the title.
Feels like a crushing blow for Liverpool, doesn't it, Jamie? How would you sum it up?
It's a bad one, yeah. Someone talking about Manchester City and what this means for the title for them. But when you're looking at the league for Liverpool, it looks like a long way to try and get Champions League positions in a top 5 position. There's a gap now between themselves that you can make up in this time. But you look at Liverpool still in 2 cup competitions that they will have to do well in to almost save the season in some ways. So it looks a long way back. But then you look at Liverpool's bench. You think a midweek away at Sunderland won't be, Szoboszlai won't be playing as well. They've got a problem at right back. I'm not sure if Gomez is back, but again, when you think about Liverpool's season, a lot of it is about just mistakes that you just cannot believe. Players of that calibre. You think of sort of Van Dijk a couple of weeks ago at Bournemouth, Alisson here today. You cannot believe a goalkeeper of that calibre makes that decision to do that.
So many incredible moments, weren't there? Particularly in that second half where this game just burst into life, and we will look back.
So much to look back on. Let's get straight into it, because we'll get reaction from Anfield very shortly indeed, and look back at the way Liverpool were leading with a collector's item from Dominik Szoboszlai. Here, Micah.
It was funny, wasn't it? Because we were all thinking about what he's going to do. Of course, he scored from that type of range against Arsenal. Different type of free kick, but how effective, and just slices right across the ball, and the movement on the ball, it's an art in itself. There's only certain people who can strike a ball like that. I certainly wasn't one of them, and he has just hit a rocket past one of the best goalkeepers in the world, who didn't move a muscle. Outstanding.
Yeah, as soon as he hit it, the fact that Donnarumma didn't move, I was nervous instantly. We see their silhouette of where an extra man could have been, but I don't think it matters. I think if you look back at the Arsenal game, there was 3 men in the wall, it went in. I don't think there's much anyone could have done. The fact that Diaz moves, is it Salah out the way, or Gakpo out the way, and gives Donnarumma more sight on the ball even. So, again, I don't think there's much anyone could have done.
It's incredible, isn't it? I actually think sometimes being a little bit further out helps certain players, and he might be one of them. Especially now when people put the wall and then they put the player lying behind it, and then they all jump. Sometimes the closer you are, the harder it is. And as soon as I saw the distance, I thought, he's got a chance here, because he hits the ball with so much movement. This time it just had movement left to right. You know, it's quite incredible. The strike, as Micah says, not many people can hit the ball that hard. And I'm in Micah's camp. I'm not one of those either. I mean, we showed where the extra man in the wall could have stopped it. Some teams have 3 men, some teams have 4 men. I mean, if there was another man or 2 in the wall, it might have prevented. It might have meant he would go for a different type of finish. But regardless of that, you know, one of the great Anfield goals at the Kop end as well.
And he's got 9 this season now. 4 of them have been direct free kicks. What about City's response, though? Because Liverpool led for less than 11 minutes.
Yeah, it's been the opposite to how City performed. They were worse in the second half than they were in the first. And again, Liverpool dropped a bit deeper. And Man City committed men forward. They've got nothing to lose at this stage. So getting players in the box. And I think when you are forcing defenders to defend, you often ask questions. And again, Liverpool got caught sleeping. Some people are pushing out. And there's numbers. They're outnumbering. Or equal the numbers that Liverpool have to defend, and Haaland in the air was pretty good throughout the whole afternoon. And again, Bernardo Silva, not something he often does, is get higher than the highest line, and brave finish.
Does well to anticipate Bernardo Silva, because I'm looking at Liverpool there and thinking, how can you avoid that? It's very difficult. A deflection on the cross, the ball's going out. To be fair, Haaland anticipates it. He's really right on it, breaking out the line to nod it into a danger area, and Bernardo Silva was the one person on the move. He knew what was coming. Difficult to defend. Frustrating, obviously, for Liverpool to defend so late, but it was a difficult one to defend.
And also, Szoboszlai, who's not a natural defensive-minded person, he's the one who's playing everybody on side. I know Van Dijk and Konate get pushed up with the ball and challenging Haaland, but the one player, as Mo rightly said, Bernardo's running that way and Szoboszlai's stationary. He's not trying to get out in a line with the rest of them, and he just get caught. And it was an assist for Haaland, that goal, and a nice finish from Bernardo Silva.
And then the big moment in the 91st minute, and a goalkeeper of Alisson's experience, this was out of character, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a massive mistake. You know, we highlighted before the game, like Van Dijk against Bournemouth, not clearing his lines. This is a huge mistake. He comes out, he has to slow down, he has to stop. Matheus Nunes is not going anywhere, is he? He's reaching, he's, you know, just trying to get a toe on it, anticipating, wanting Alisson to come and clear him out. And that's exactly what he does. He hasn't got control. He's running it out of play, you see. And he makes the decision easy for him. He makes the decision incredibly easy to give a penalty for the referee.
The only defence I would give him is that can Curtis Jones or McAllister track the runner? I don't think anyone's doing that. Absolutely. I think they've made him make the decision. I think if they track him, then obviously he can assess it a bit better, but the decision is a penalty, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and just to clear that, the ball was definitely in. That was crucial in the decision making.
It was, exactly. If the ball had been kicked out and then the challenge had come, then it would have not been given as a penalty. And I think some people watch it and think, player's got no control of the ball. You know, he's stretched and he prods it out of play. Can that be a penalty? And when I first saw it, that's what I was wrestling in my mind. You know, the ball wasn't going in, it was going out of play, there was no danger. But I suppose, you know, looking back on it, I think it probably is a penalty, and Alisson makes a big mistake. But as Jolien mentions, I mean, Nunes is totally on his own. He was started behind Curtis Jones, behind McAllister. None of them tracked the runner. And, now that's an avoidable one. I thought the first one might have been difficult to defend. That's an avoidable one. They'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah. And now there was a delay while they checked it. Szoboszlai played with Erling Haaland at Salzburg. Was having a little word with him. What's it like as a penalty taker with a weight like that? You missed 2 of your previous 5 as well.
Previous 5. He went into the opposite corner with all 5 of the previous ones. So he was aware of that. Alisson was probably aware of that and thought, right, he's definitely going to change at some point. But that is really, really nerve-wracking. In injury time, showed a lot of courage.
Huge moment, huge win for Manchester City. Their captain and scorer of their first goal, Bernardo Silva, is waiting to talk to us, joining us. How good does that feel? What an end to a superb game.
Well, yeah, definitely feels very good. Especially because before the game we knew that if we didn't win here, the title race would probably be over. And this puts us in a bit of a better situation. Of course, Arsenal are still 6 points ahead, which is not nothing, but we're happy. It's probably the toughest place to come in England. We showed personality, we showed character, and even though especially in the first 20 minutes of the second half, I think we didn't play at our level. The rest of the game, I think we were quite good, knowing how good normally Liverpool is here at Anfield.
You certainly did show character. So how important was your equaliser just to give you that momentum and belief that you could go on and win?
Well, yeah, when they scored, well, their goal was unbelievable as well. So when they scored the 1-0, I just felt as one of the holding midfielders that I needed to be a bit more forward, to take a bit more risks, to arrive in the box in those positions. And luckily I was there to give us a bit of hope to go for the game. And then with the penalty, honestly, we're very happy because, as I said, without this win, probably this would be over. And this gives us a little bit more of hope.
Bernardo, it's Michael Owen. You say luckily you got the goal, but I don't think it was too much luck. You showed great anticipation to get on the end of the Haaland header. What was going through your mind as the ball was floating into the box onto Erling's head?
Yeah, so I think I was in the box, and when the ball goes over my head, I know I have to believe and I have to trust my teammates are gonna put it back for the second position. So I just make the run and hope the ball goes there. It's true that it's not luck. It's a lot of timing and also believing in my teammate, knowing that Erling is really good in those moments. And yeah, then a good finish, and really happy, as I said, to get that goal and to get us back in the game, to be able then to score the winner in the end.
Bernardo, it's Steve McManaman. You're the captain now and one of the leaders. How does it feel? Because you've got a lot of new players in your team and they haven't been in this position before.
Just do the same that David Silva, Vincent Kompany, Fernandinho, Kun Agüero did to me when I arrived, which is pass me all the experience, as much information as possible. I know exactly how the manager wants to play. I know exactly what this club demands, the standards that this club demands, and then also try to be an example on the pitch. And I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to help them as much. It's a young team full of talent, but they're good kids. They're good kids, willing to listen, willing to learn. And I think this club is back on the way up. There's still a long way to go, because in some moments you can see that this is a young team. We're not stable enough. We're not consistent enough, especially when teams come for us a bit more. But we'll get there.
Bernardo, it's Julian. Are you aware of a group of players how different you perform defensively compared to the first half and second half in games?
Definitely, yeah. We've talked about it. It's something that we definitely need to improve. Teams come for us more in the second half of the game, where you're a bit more tired. And I think it's in the head, in terms of how disciplined we have to be, how consistent. We are working on it. We've talked as a group. The manager talked with us as well. He's not very happy. And we're going to try to be better, because the reality is that at this level it's not acceptable to perform the way that we have been performing in the second halves, and we need to do better.
Well, you certainly did better at the end of today's second half. Very well done, and thanks again for joining us, Bernardo.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.
That's Bernardo Silva live at Anfield. Now, 2-1. Donnarumma produced a save, well, we have to say world class. I mean, how good was this save?
Vital, match-saving save. I think he's performed arguably as good as anyone else. I know Haaland will get a lot of credit due to the goals he scored, but consistently, even against United when they lost, Spurs last week, his performances have been outstanding, and he deserves every bit of credit he gets. That's as important as the penalty.
Yeah, it was that deflection, wasn't it, Julian? I think it comes off Ruben Dias, doesn't it? And that deflection just lifts it a little bit more. But it was a wonderful save. You see the reaction, don't you, from Guehi as well, and how they reacted after the game. They knew what a big moment this was today. Huge for the league.
Yeah, and Liverpool will have Dominic Szoboszlai suspended when they go to Sunderland on Wednesday because of this. Well, you don't see, I don't know how to describe this, really, because we rarely see anything like this in a game.
Cops it was, I think. Let's try to unpick this.
Yes, please do.
Well, first of all, I thought Cherki should have passed the ball to Erling Haaland. But then he just shows his pace. He'll be absolutely fuming that Szoboszlai pulled him. So then he does the same to Szoboszlai. I think the first thing to say is, if Haaland had just gone down here, of course, free kick, red card,
It's the second one that means they have to pull it right back, because they would have played the advantage and the ball would have rolled in. But now, once Haaland does that to Szoboszlai, now he would have cleared it. So now they have to go back to the original one and say, OK, now that's not advantage, and we've got to take action on the first incident, which is obviously Szoboszlai pulling Haaland back and then red card, free kick. So they unpicked it well. Took a little bit.
It's actually quite funny because everybody was unhappy with it. Even Liverpool were unhappy because, of course, Haaland was just going to tap it in for 3-1.
Yeah.
Cherky was unhappy because he got a disallowed
Now
goal.
they haven't got any right
Like
back.
gets sent off.
And
Haaland was fuming.
So he would have got a goal. So nobody won. But in the end, the main thing was the right decisions were made today. When it was a penalty. That was the right decision as well to send Szoboszlai off.
And the captain's just been very honest there, finally. They knew they had to win, or the title was pretty over.
Yeah, definitely. I think often they say one game at a time and they don't look too far ahead, but they're aware of what the state of the league is and the importance of every game now. And I've said it before that I don't think they can afford to drop points before Arsenal drop points, and hopefully the momentum's with them.
Well, they play next on Wednesday and Arsenal play on Thursday. Three of you, thank you very much indeed. What an end